So the WhatCulture Wrestling YouTube channel has had a number of hosts. While some have come and gone, I think it's reasonable to say that Adam Blampied is the most iconic. After all, he was the original. Right? Well, there was actually someone who came before him. Allow me to explain. So WhatCulture Wrestling created its YouTube channel on December 11th, 2014, and Adam made his first appearance on April 29th, 2015. In between that time, the channel was still finding its identity. While they were creating lists, they didn't have anyone narrating them. Instead, the videos used text to communicate with the viewers. WhatCulture kept doing that style of video until Blampied arrived, and since then, they've always had someone hosting their content. However, before Adam, WhatCulture did experiment with someone else as the channel's host. On January 27th, 2015, WhatCulture Wrestling uploaded a video titled 10 Most Evil Wrestlers of All Time, and it was hosted by a man named Lee Kyle. His commentary was a bit different from the host that would come after him, but it still fits with WhatCulture's brand of videos.
In first place on our list of the macabres, La Dama del Silencio, which may not be the correct pronunciation, but was a really good attempt, wasn't it?
Besides the video's subject being about some really messed up people, it was a good, solid piece of content. However, after his debut on the channel, Lee Kyle never appeared again on WhatCulture. The next few videos went back to using text, until Adam joined. So who was Lee Kyle, and why did he never return to WhatCulture? Well, I got in touch with the man himself, and here's what I discovered. You may be surprised to find out that Lee's actually a former wrestler. He made his debut back in 2000, and competed primarily in his home country of England. Kyle himself has said that he wasn't good at wrestling, but I can definitely say he's creative. He actually did a show where he recreated the 1992 Royal Rumble and betrayed every single wrestler. However, in 2009, Lee Kyle decided to hang up his boots and pursued stand-up comedy, and that's actually how he got involved with WhatCulture. While working as a comedian, Lee met a friend who was a part of WhatCulture at the time. Lee's friend asked him to write and host a video for their new wrestling channel, and Lee took him up on the offer. They recorded the video before a gig Kyle was performing at, and that was basically the end of it. WhatCulture edited the footage, and the final product was eventually posted in late January of 2015. Lee didn't hear anything back from WhatCulture, so he had no idea if they liked his work or not. However, he did mention that they edited out a majority of the jokes he had written in. As for Lee himself, he said he didn't really enjoy working on the video since he's not a presenter and prefers having direct control over his work. Since he only did one video for the channel, Kyle's experience with WhatCulture was limited, but he did say they were fine to work with. Lee also mentioned that the money he received wasn't that great, so because of that, and it not really being his thing, he never followed up with WhatCulture for more work. Since then, Lee Kyle hasn't been involved with wrestling, with the exception of a seminar he did last year. He's continued to pursue his passion as a stand-up comedian, and has been doing it full-time now for 6 years, so it all has a happy ending. Although, perhaps in an alternate reality, Lee Kyle became the face of WhatCulture Wrestling. And then he won the WhatCulture Heavyweight Championship, and then he created BX, and then he got powerbombed through a table, and then he left WhatCulture, and then he returned in 2020 with Wrestle Talk, and then some guy on YouTube made a Rise and Fall video about him. In another reality. Speaking of which, check out this video on Adam Blampied's career by hitting the annotation in the center. Also, thank you to Lee Kyle for answering all of my questions, and for helping make this video possible. With that, I'm Zach from Tap Out Corner, and take it easy.